You advised the judge that you were prepared to proceed even though you knew that the entire panel, 11 jurors the forewoman told you, had been offered bribes. Wouldn't that mean in your judgment, DPP, that the entire jury, as the law lords have now found, was contaminated and should have been terminated or discharged?
Well, first of all, I am not the judge.
Bang.
Yo, fame done. Make them hype and touch, man. Rifle binds where you use broke hand. The killer them ready, you not take long. For boss boy jelly like Bart Pan. I know a Carter done, and I represent for Fame Edjahz. The best reviewer, toughest vlogger, you know.
Me can tell you about them friends we used to come up on the ends. We used to vibe in at the party. Now the friendship and them one we for that just you say them can.
Blessings and honor, glory and power. You don't know if you may just stay up on a brand new show, a fresh new show. Big up all of my subscribers and all of my viewers them. And all who not subscribe it, nothing at all, no change. The door is always open, so I don't know if you go do. But on this show, Buckry definitely go on in a people. And it have to do with the teacher, VYBZ Kartel, current case. We're all supposed to know which part of the matter they right now. The entertainer and him co-accused them is no longer convicts. The Privy Council overthrow the conviction and send back the case to the Jamaica Court of Appeal so them can decide whether or not to have a retrial. I don't know if retrial now go on automatically VYBZ Kartel and him co-accuse them free. So as my been say from the judgment handed down from the Privy Council, over VYBZ Kartel them side look well bright, while over the prosecutor's side of the battlefield look well dark. The DPP PAULA Llewellyn under heavy pressure. The Privy Council basically show them up so them now work by the books. And right now it have a bag of people as well, starting from the head, which is PAULA Llewellyn, to our mama under pressure people. In my opinion, it look like the pine finger game start play. We finally get some comments from the DPP, and she definitely not take blame for what happened in a VYBZ Kartel case. Remember, attorney at law Bird Samuels says she was one of the one who encouraged the judge for continue trial. Now Paula said nothing like that. She never encouraged the judge. She was invited by the judge to give her opinion. But the final say resting at the judge and JJ, we have to take bad things make joke. As I said before, be a pine finger game I play. Nobody no want to take the blame because nobody no want to lose them job. And guess what people, VYBZ Kartel and them team them have a happy moment over for them side. Them like how the script flip and them now run for rub it in at the DPP and our whole team face. So we are showing how we go on for Miss Llewellyn and take herself out of the mess here. But first, make we kick off the show under one vibes. We'll be right back.
Now the friendship and them one we for that just choose them can't leave. Use the word loyal too frequent.
Living at that girl and it have problem in it. For just somebody me not think it a keep. When you rate somebody but a you them this never this a feel me most time with this miss life.
First for the greens, get the lantern. Place dark city need light. Put the bantan, did that time to show them the right. Now I'm my turn, in the street they have to get bite. Like a python, franchise.
So the DPP and our office forward under heavy scrutiny after the Privy Council quashed VYBZ Kartel and him co-accused conviction. No doubt, right away, PAULA Llewellyn and our team forward under heavy pressure. Now about 4 to 5 days gone since the judgment handed down, and we just hear from the DPP. It looked like Mama did a hideout at a time to we never hear nothing from her. Where she there at the center of the matter, cause talks are going on and say she encouraged the trial judge to continue the trial. Attorney at law Bird Samuel start that whole time out brawling. Him never afraid for throw the DPP in at the spot, and our alleged action of the judges of the Privy Council in a complete shock. They must say, what kind of madness this? How can I have a compromised juror and corrupt the whole panel and still continue trial with that same juror? Worse, him still there on the panel. JJ, in my opinion, I rush the DPP, rush that one here. Mama get overexcited for sink the accused men them, so she allegedly encouraged the judge for continue trial. And I have to use the word alleged now, people, because the DPP are denied. Mama nah take blame. Mama said the trial judge invite her opinion. On Sunday, Llewellyn said contrary to the picture being painted that she had full sway in the matter, the opinion she rendered to the judge was at his invitation, a situation which she said is not novel, as judges from time to time in the course of matters request the opinion of the head of the ODPP, even though she might not be the one handling the particular case. I have been made to understand that they have been saying that I somehow breached the constitution by indicating that we didn't have a problem with the matter going ahead after it was brought to the judge's attention that in bracket there was close bracket the tainted juror. there are 50 odd lawyers who operate on behalf of the DPP. But under the Constitution, the DPP is able to step into any case at any time in the interest of justice, and neither the prosecutor, who was there before, the judge, nor defense counsel can prevent that. It is constitutional power, Llewellyn pointed out. An opinion was canvassed from everybody, in bracket defense and prosecuting counsel, but the judge, who is supreme in the law, was the one who made the decision, weighing all the different factors, because he too would have been aware that previously a juror had to be discharged because she was put in a situation where it was quite clear she would not have been able to continue, the DPP said. She said up until the day in question when the judge requested that she appear in chambers along with the defense team and her team of prosecutors, Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Jeremy Taylor, and then the Crown Counsel, Leighton Morris. She would speak to the prosecutors every day and assist administratively or otherwise to prepare for the challenges they would face from day to day. Every now and again, I would pop into court for a few minutes to build up morale because the case was very stressful, not only for the prosecutors, but the police and the entire office, for reasons I would not go into, Llewellyn stated. On the day Justice Campbell summoned her, she said after hearing from the judge and the foreman who was called and questioned, the two teams of attorneys were asked to say what their opinions were. The attorneys for the defense were saying they didn't think the matter should go on. I indicated we wouldn't have a difficulty with the matter proceeding. We were saying 60 odd days have passed and it was a very serious matter, and the judge could always issue further and detailed instruction to the jury in addition to the general instructions. He really wanted an opinion from us, and I indicated that we would not have a problem with him proceeding, and that any risk for a decision coming down that would be adverse to us, we are the ones who would handle the risk, Llewellyn said. According to the DPP, the issue at hand was of sufficient import for the judge to request the conference of attorneys. So there and avid people, Mama Llewellyn do a bugger explaining, and she basically show out the trial judge. If you know over, so she just explains it. The DPP has shown us that she never encouraged the judge to continue the trial. The judge end up in a situation when find out so when I'm juror them tainted and basically corrupt the whole panel. It's like the judge could anger the pressure there. So him call for some opinion from the prosecutor side and also the defense attorney side. The defense them said the trial not for continue, while Paula Llewellyn said the trial for continue, cause them mostly at risk. Anyways, according to Paula Llewellyn, when she said to the trial judge and when the defense attorney them said to the trial judge no matter, because at the end of the day the judge have the last say. And as you can see, him work with Paula Llewellyn opinion, in which definitely a wrong move, because the Privy Council have that as one piece of foul play. Now in my opinion people, the DPP rushed the case. Woman they too eager, and I feel like the reason for that, the more they lay off a trial and the more the evidence them get played out. So at the time, it look like Paula Llewellyn appear say yo, if this ever go to re-trial, them now go stand a chance to fit up by the case for sink the entertainer and him co-accuse them. Now I better mama they take the retrial in a them time there. Yes, a whole heap of time passed, but it never so bad as now. So pray if Paula Llewellyn did a fret pan a retrial back then in a them time there. You can imagine now when couple more years had pan it. So if mama really and truly got retrial this time around, it's obvious there's a personal vendetta. If you never angle it by the books back then just for avoid the retrial, why you gonna do it now when the time even double? People, let me know the thoughts and opinion on that. Anyways, as I said before, Miss Llewellyn under pressure. The people them want answer and them not afraid for tackle her.
DPP, having been told that all of your jurors in 2014 had been offered a $500,000 bribe, why did you not advise the judge that it was probably best to dismiss the jury, which was now obviously tainted?
You see, you are now trying to get me to discuss the matter, and I told you that I didn't wish to.
No, but certainly this point, DPP, is important because here the law lords are saying you advised the judge that you were prepared to proceed even though you knew that the entire panel, 11 jurors the forewoman told you, had been offered bribes. Wouldn't that mean in your judgment, DPP, that the entire jury, as the law lords have now found, was contaminated and should have been terminated or discharged?
Well, first of all, I am not the judge.
True, but you gave advice that you were prepared to proceed, and what I'm trying to understand.
We were prepared to proceed.
But why with that? Why were you prepared to proceed with a jury that was contaminated?
No. All the other factors that some of which I cannot go into in terms of.
So you were thinking about cost. You were thinking about how long the matter had been going.
We were also thinking of security issues. There were a lot of other issues that we cannot go into the public domain. And what our information from the foreman was, what she was saying, was that all of the attempts had to do with acquittal. Clearly, if it had been the other way, we would have, clearly, given the overriding objective of any case, which is fairness to the accused. But what would have been perhaps planted in the mind of the jurors is, okay, you need to acquit. And remember that these persons, at least two of them, are very famous. So it would have been, as far as the prosecution, when we discussed it, we would have been at those ones at a great disadvantage. This is not the first time.
But with the greatest respect, DPP, that's not persuasive, because what I want you to focus on is the fact that the process now had been corrupted and contaminated, and you advised the judge that you were comfortable proceeding with a contaminated and corrupt process.
This is not the first time that I have had to deal with jury tampering.
And be that as it may, in the exercise of your judgment, why did you not see it fit to bring to an end a matter that had been corrupted?
After 64 days of trial?
Isn't the interest of protecting the impartial trial greater than the length of time that had elapsed?
I agree with you on paper, but I have done other cases where there has been jury tampering to the great negative of the prosecution. I have seen cases, I've seen jury inquiries where the juror, having been questioned, it was quite clear that it was either an accused person or an accused person's relative that approached the juror. And the juror was able to indicate to the court that it did not make any difference. He would still be able to have an impartial situation in his mind. I have had the experience. I've prosecuted many cases. And when asked, I have indicated that we don't have any problem. So in other words, we are prepared to take our chances and just try to make sure that you have a very powerful address. But this what happened in a couple of the cases I've dealt with, didn't happen during summation. It happened before we got to summation. So I have had the experience before of jury tampering. And I have been asked before, what is my view, being the prosecutor in the matter? And even after the inquiry, it's a judgment. It's quite clear that you don't know if the juror is telling you everything about the encounter with the relative of the accused, but you are willing to take the chance nonetheless. So it has happened. I mean, both myself and Mr. Taylor, who was the prosecutor, we didn't drop from the sky. It's not the first case that we are both having to deal with. And in our experience, we have had to deal with cases where you have issues arising.
With the benefit of hindsight, do you regret the submissions you made?
You are not going to get me there. You are not going to get me.
That was it for the show. Big up all of my subscribers and all of the viewers who must stay until the end of the show. Really appreciate it. Bless up on yourself and go and live good.
I saw me know them use it without decency. Them want fi bad mind and try fi be like me. Them racist, hey BlG.